Welcome, sorry you are, into this place. Welcome to this broken vessel. I'm sorry. You desire to abide in the praises of your people. So we lift our hands and we lift our voice and we offer up the praise unto your name. Anointing fall on me. Renee, I love you so much. Anointing fall on me. Let the power of the Holy Ghost fall on me. Anointing fall on me. Father God, in the name of Jesus, I thank you. I thank you for your mercy. I thank you for your grace. I thank you for another day, for the privilege to come into the presence of these your people. I thank you for all that you've done for me on today. If I had 10,000 tongues, I could not praise your holy name enough. I'm just grateful. Now, God, I surrender to your perfect will. And I ask in Jesus' name if you would just have your way in this space tonight. Speak to our hearts and to our minds. Give us what to say and how to say it. And we're going to forever's name. Amen. Hope Haven, this is Dr. Yvonne Pointer McCreary. And sometimes, do you just stop and think how good God has been to you? Renee, do you just stop and tell him thank you? Do you stop and say, God, I give you the praise and the honor and the glory. On today, I had the, this is Dr. Yvonne Pointer McCreary, and we are live in the Hope Haven. What is the Hope Haven? It is the dwelling place, hey Kim, of possibilities. It's where we come Monday through Friday in our attempts to find the perfect will of God for our life. Lori Middleton. Hey, y'all, I have Rick Moe and more here in the Hope Haven. Get ready to come on. So would y'all do me a favor and start sharing and let people know. But we come here, Lori, because we are a connection station. Because we just need one another, don't we, Lori? We are so appreciative of this opportunity. So, I want you to know, I got a chance to go today and be a guest on Wayne Dawson's show. Got a chance to talk with him, and it was just a blessing to be in his presence. Then I went to the bank, then I went to Menards, and I came home and cooked dinner. So it's those things like that where we tell God thank you. Where we tell God thank you. Can we do this while we're waiting on people to come? Some people might think things to be little. Would you do me a favor and type one thing that might be little to somebody else, but to you it's big? For example, I cooked dinner. That's something small to somebody. But guess what? I'm grateful. I'm grateful for food on my table. I'm grateful for money to go into the store and buy food. I'm grateful for strength to stand at the stove. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for a stove to stand at. Yes. I'm grateful for clear running water to drink. I'm grateful for health and strength. I'm grateful to lay down at night and to wake up in the morning. I realize that some people didn't wake up. I'm grateful for that. So Kim says she's grateful for fresh air and be able to see the moon and the stars. Kim, there's somewhere in Arizona you and I need to go. It's a train that goes out into the desert or somewhere, and it's a place where they can see stars like nowhere else on earth. And people sign up to ride this train. It goes out at night. And every time I think about it, I said, I would like to do that. And go into Arizona and look through the major telescopes. Yeah, he is. Lori, you got to come and see him. Look through the major telescopes at all the galaxies. And our God is awesome. Listen, I want to get right to the point. I want you to continue to pray for Lady Gilmore. I want you to continue to pray for those who have lost loved ones to violence. Pray that God will strengthen the people. I want you to pray for, and Lori, I'm going to send you this number, Rashonda Benton. Her son, oh wow, shooting star. Her son was the police officer. He was in training to be a police officer. And at 29, he just fell dead during the training. So would you please put Rashonda Benton's name on your list? She called me last night. Karen, I love you. And she just cried. Lori, we get it. We get it. We get it, don't we? And guess what? I cried with her. I'm not one of those people that say, oh, you'll be okay. I just tell you the truth. You never, can I say it again? Never. You're going with life. You'll go to the movies. You'll go to the grocery store. You'll do all of the things that you've done with your life, but your life will be forever changed. So that's why we come to Hope Haven, Kim, because our lives are not the same. And as we attempt to maneuver in the newness of it all, we need one another, period. So I am grateful for the first 24, where we get up, wash our face, brush our teeth, and for the first 24 minutes of the day, we come into the presence of the Lord. I'm grateful for the privilege. I'm telling y'all the privilege. I'm grateful for Brother Jerry. I was talking to him last night, and as I have my Job experience, you know, Job's wife said, why don't you just curse God and die? And I'm so thankful that as Brother Jerry gets to see my life up close and personal, he does not encourage me to curse God and die. He encourages me to keep moving forward. So I'm thankful for that. If you would like to be a blessing to the children in Ghana, $ Hope Haven 1. And that's where we have the privilege to feed and educate children for only $50 a month. You can buy a whole bag of rice, and that would feed an entire village. When I get a emailed Kim, and they're saying the children are hungry, and I'm like, I'm putting the appeal out. It's up to God to touch the hearts of His people. We want to remind you that Linda Reese's play is this Saturday. I still have tickets for that. If anybody is interested in going, I have not talked back to Phyllis Yvonne Stickney. I know her performance to continue. So let's pray for that as well. Amen. Rick, okay, you can come in. I'm going to just bring my guests in so we can just let this do what it do and have our discussion. Now, have our discussion. His wife was already in the Hope Haven before we went live, and she's had her experience. So anyway, have a seat. It's a teeny tiny little space.
That's okay.
Watch the cord. Yes. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
To the Hope Haven.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
We've been trying to work on this a while, haven't we?
A long time, yes. We finally made it.
I know. But before we get into why you're here, maybe somebody don't know who you are. And I like to talk about the little Rick, the little boy growing up in Cleveland, you know?
Yeah.
So, where you from, Cleveland? Tell us
Yes,
all that.
I am definitely from Cleveland. I am from what's called Down the Way, DTW. I grew up on a little street called Outhwaite.
We know Outhwaite.
Well, I grew up between the projects. The house that I grew up in a house first.
Okay.
We lived in a house off 55th and Outhwaite.
Y'all must have been well-to-do.
No, we lived in a big raggedy house off 55th and Outhwaite. Yeah, I mean, it was raggedy. Yes, it was. But my mother had, I'm the youngest of 9 boys and 1 girl.
What, 10? It was 10 of us.
Yes, I'm the youngest of 9
You're the
boys
baby.
and 1 girl, yes.
Wow.
Of my mother's children. My father had 3 more children also.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we later moved into the projects, moved into King Kennedy. Then I had a grandmother that lived off Outhwaite on Case Court, and another grandmother that lived on Green Court in the project. So I'm always in the projects.
Down the way.
Down the way.
But it was a difference then.
It was.
Talk to us about what was it like.
You know, there was a time when I was growing up, East 55th and Woodland was just like downtown.
I remember the market.
Yeah, we had the Woodland Market,
Yeah.
and we had it was amazing. And I ride through there today, and it doesn't seem like anything had ever been there. It's all gone. We also had the Halton Off Show.
I remember the Halton. And wasn't it a hotel somewhere over there?
Yes, we on 55th and Central we had the Majestic.
The
Hotel.
Majestic Hotel.
Yes, right on the corner of East 55th and Central.
Wow.
Majestic Hotel. And I used to watch people go in and out of there when I was a little kid, about 8 years old. Between 6 and 8, they tore it down when I was about 9 and 10. They shut it down.
Now, back then, though, that was like the Gold Coast for black people, because when people migrated.
Well, when they migrated to the Woodland Central area.
Okay.
But 105 was the Gold Coast area.
Okay.
But
Was it blacks on 105?
Yes.
Wow.
But down there, they migrated from Mississippi and Alabama.
Yeah.
And my mom was from Mississippi, and my
Wow.
father's from Alabama.
Wow.
You know, so
So your brothers and sisters, how many are still with us?
it's 4 boys left, including myself and my sister. I've lost 5 brothers,
Oh.
and I've also lost a brother and sister on my dad's side also. So altogether, I've lost 7 siblings.
Well, I tell you, you know, my brother Raymond was my whole heart.
Yeah, that was a good
And
friend of mine, my buddy.
every time his picture is right over there. So it was 10 of us, and we've only 2 have transitioned. And it's just, hi, Jerry McCrary. It doesn't get easier.
No, it don't.
No. So you went to East Tech?
I went to East Tech, Kennard, and Dyke Elementary School.
Now, did you know Van Dyke now?
Very well, all my life.
Woody
Van Dyke,
Dudley?
Van Glen, Woody Douglas. They all grew up with my brothers. They all hung out at my house with my brothers.
Wow.
I've known them all my life.
Well, I remember when we were coming up, East Tech Shoot, if you were to East Tech, that was some, and everybody at East Tech danced differently than any other school.
Did they?
Yeah. Yeah, to go to Vales and places and get the dance with Van Dyke and them, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. So listen, Hope Haven, do me a favor. They're saying hey to you.
Hey.
Who is it? That's Reba Jackson.
Oh, she's sitting in there.
Oh.
That's the other half.
Oh, okay. Hi. So, we're here to then and now. What do you think is the biggest difference?
The biggest difference.
One, it's many. But
It's many. Back then, we were taught morals and values. And even though we strayed, we a lot of us strayed. We done some things. You know, I have somewhat of a colorful past myself. We've done some things. I've done some things. But the life that these youngsters are living today is just plain out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
They don't mind hurting people. I was in the gas station the other day and I saw a young man beat an old man up, and this was a young man, and this was an old man. I know the old man had probably done something, you know, with the life that he's living. And
but he
was an old man.
Yeah.
And I was pumping gas, and I politely said, "Don't kill him." And I didn't say it real harsh, because if I had said it harsh, he may have jumped on me and tried to kill me too. So you have to kind of, when you're doing things like that and talking to the youngsters, you know, you have to kind of...
But did he stop?
He did. After a minute. He didn't stop right away.
Yeah.
But he did stop.
And then you ask yourself, what is that rage in them? Because when we were coming up, the most that happened, you got in a fight. Somebody might have got stabbed. But everybody went home. But it's so much rage in our youth today.
Yeah. And people, back in the days, some people did die, but if someone was after a certain person for doing something to him, he'll get that person. He wouldn't shoot up the whole porch.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was right for that to happen.
Yeah.
But innocent people didn't die.
Yeah.
Innocent people today. You could be sitting in your living room, and somebody ride past and just shooting at somebody outside, and you
kids
kill you in your living room.
Because bullets don't have names
Right.
on them, or eyes on them. As a matter of fact, even on today, there was a mass shooting in some army base where somebody just went in there and started shooting up people.
Yeah, it's rough.
Well, but then here's what we do in our Hope Haven. We believe in hope for one another.
Yes.
Hope that it's going to be all right. And for this one, and we just hope that things will get better. And we bring people in and we talk about things. You've got people watching all racing all around the country and they're hoping. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do is hope for the best. You know.
Hope.
You know, because it's rough out here for these youngsters on both sides. You know, a lot of youngsters are innocent and they die, and they just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
You know.
But you made it.
Yeah.
So our lives are like a testimony.
Yeah.
Because it's when we were just at the Huff picnic this weekend, and you look around at how many didn't make it.
That's right. How many that was there last year?
Yeah.
That wasn't there.
Yeah. So we are grateful. Hi, Victoria L. Davis, to have you. Now, you do so much in this city. How did that get started?
Well, when I was a youngster, I kind of picked up on bringing people together. Well, I really wanted to be noticed, put it like that. So when I was a youngster, we lived down near in King Kennedy Projects. After we moved off Outhwaite, we moved across the street into King Kennedy. And when I was maybe about 12 or 13, I said I want everybody to know who I am. So I took a magic marker and I wrote my name all over the projects.
Get out.
That was me promoting myself back then.
But not knowing.
Without knowing it.
Yeah.
And then years later, I started what's called the DTW Reunion. The,
Down the way.
Down the Way reunion. I
Okay.
started it right behind Lonnie Burton Rec,
Okay.
which was POC back in my day, and we would call it POC. And I would bring people back to the old neighborhood that lived there in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I would have 2,000, 1,500 people there. I did it for 13 years.
Wow.
And that's when I really found out that I had a knack for bringing people together. And my thing is, anything that you do best, I think that's what God put you here to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I do best. I bring people together. So now I'm still doing promotions. I promoted my first social event, which was called Cabarets back then. And still promoting social events, and very well known for doing it.
Yeah, because everybody, I know if you say the name, they're going to go, oh, yeah, you going to his event?
Yeah, and then I go to other people's events across the Midwest. I go to Chicago. I go to Detroit sometime. I go different places, to help celebrate their events. I was in Cincinnati recently at an event.
Well, how important is it to come together?
When you get to be 40 and older,
Yeah.
you should really want to come together and just
Yeah.
enjoy life.
Yeah.
Enjoy the life that we have left.
Yeah.
And have fun doing it. It's a lot of fun when we all can come together. No youngsters. We leave the grandkids and the children at home, the 20-year-olds
Yeah.
and the 25-year-olds. Most of my events today are strictly for the 40 and older.
Now, I got to tell you, in an agreement with what you just said, because at the Huff Picnic, I was so glad to come together.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh my God, and just to see people you haven't seen. You don't want to see people just at funerals.
Right. I host what's called the all-class reunion every year for all the high schools in the Cleveland area. I bring them all together for a big reunion, and people see other people they haven't seen since high school.
Now, where is that here?
That's all of my events are held at the American Croatian Lodge in East Lake, Ohio.
Okay.
It's a beautiful venue, beautiful banquet hall that I'm allowed to use. Thanks to Chris Blue. He introduced me to those people.
Don't you love Chris?
Yeah, Chris all right with me. Blue is all right with me.
Yeah, I love him.
And yeah, Chris introduced me to him about 6 or 7 years ago. And I've been hosting my events there ever since. And they've actually done something special for me recently. And we're going to do other things there.
Now, you said all school reunion.
Yeah, I do an all high school reunion every year for people that went to high school in the Cleveland area in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and now 90s because they're all 40 years old now. And it's a huge event, and they come from all the schools, from the Heights to the inner city.
Wow.
And they see their friends, they see basketball rivalries, and everybody's friends today. No fighting, none of that.
Yeah.
Somebody that played football on a rivalry team, they all laughing and talking and reminiscing about yesteryear and having fun. Yeah.
So you can do that peacefully?
Yes, you do it peacefully. If you're 40 to 60 to 70 years old, you're too old to fight now anyway.
Well, what do you do if the young dudes come in?
They don't come.
They don't
They
come.
already know.
Okay.
They don't come. Youngsters don't come.
Okay.
Now, we do have some youngsters come, but they are mature adults. We don't exclude mature adults.
Yeah.
Because some people bring their children with them to let them see and meet people that they grew up with.
Yeah.
But they don't. But they are mature adults. Every youngster that has ever entered one of my events has been a mature adult. They know how to dress. They know how to carry themselves. They were taught very well.
So when you talk about events, how difficult is it planning an event? Because you got to get the word out.
Yes.
Sometimes you probably take a loss.
Yeah, well, I took losses back in the day. Now my brand is built.
Yeah.
And so many people know who I am today. I walk around. I'm usually walking around with a stack of flyers in my hand. They call me the flyer guy. They get tired of me. He come back out with those flyers.
Promoting.
Because I'm promoting all the time.
Yeah.
This summer I took a few months off and I didn't do anything. I am hosting an event in November. But all summer long, I haven't walked around with a flyer in my hand. And everywhere I go, people ask me, where are the flyers? Where's the flyers? I took a break.
So what's your event in November?
It's called the Harlem Nights of Roaring Twenties Affair. It's the second annual I did one last year, and I brought a lot of people from across the Midwest to that event. It's a Roaring 20s event. You
Hey,
put on your
Carol,
Roaring
join
20 clothes. Hey, Carol.
Okay, so you put on your Roaring
You
20
put your Roaring
clothes.
20 clothes on. If you like. If not, you just come dressed to impress. We don't try to make anybody dressed in thing,
Uh-huh.
you know. But as long as you come dressed, you know, dressed to impress, you're great.
And about how many people will be there?
Well, the last one I had about 650 people there.
That's a lot.
I've had
Wow.
I had an event at the Masonic Temple on Euclid.
I
some
remember
years
the Masonic
ago.
Temple.
Yeah.
On 36.
36 in Euclid.
Right.
And I had about 1,500 people there. Matter of fact, that was the very first all high school reunion that I gave.
Wow.
And it was about 1,500 people there. We filled that place up. I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
So listen, Hope Haven, y'all, hey Billy Sharp, y'all do me a favor, share this. Because you know, Hope Haven, I like to bring y'all some information. And so when I saw him the other day, I said, you got to come to the Hope Haven. And tell them what you were telling me about the cemetery.
Oh, yes. You know, I host my own podcast show. This is the Shirt Positive Street Talk with Rick Mo. Today, as a guest, matter of fact, I tape my shows and then I air them on Thursdays. I tape on Wednesdays and I air them on Thursdays. But today, I had the pleasure of meeting the curator of the Woodland Cemetery on 66 in Woodland, which is actually where I grew up at when I moved into King Kennedy. I live right across the street from the cemetery. And I never knew, and a lot of us in the city never knew that cemetery was full of black history.
I didn't know.
Black history. I'm talking about former slaves, former abolitionists that helped with the Underground Railroad. It's just full of history, man. What's her name? Is Eliza Bryant.
Eliza
is buried
Bryant
in that
is here.
cemetery.
Now,
Yes.
was that, is not at blacks only?
No,
'Cause
it's
you
not
were
blacks
telling
only.
me about.
We thought it was all whites, but when I was a kid, and we talked about that today on the podcast also, it's an area that's set aside just for gypsies.
I didn't know that. Listen.
Just for gypsies, and I found that out when I was a kid because I used to go through the graveyard and run around over there because I lived across the street from it. And reason being, I know because they would come there every year. The gypsies would. They would dance and set up tents and party. And when they left, they would leave cans of popcorn, grave bills, and you know we grabbed those $5 bills. So
Grave robbers.
Yeah, we grabbed the $5 bills and probably some wine also back then.
Wow.
But yeah.
So there's a segment, and how many of you even have noticed that there's a cemetery in Woodland? I know I did.
Oh yeah.
But is it some famous people?
It's
there?
a lot of famous people, famous black people are there.
Wow.
It's a lot of famous black people there. If you watch my podcast show tomorrow, it airs at 7 p.m. every Thursday. You can go on YouTube and see it. Type in Positive Street Talk. Or you can go on my page, Rick Mo, and you can see it. And this lady is talking about all of the black history in the
that
Woodland
cemetery.
Cemetery. I'm talking about from former slaves, from well-to-do property owners that was black.
Wow.
They owned a lot of property in the area, and they were former slaves, or their parents were slaves, and then they grew up and they started buying land in the area, and they lived in that area. A lot of them lived in that area.
Well,
and
Carl Stokes was from that area.
Right, but
and
Carl
his
Stokes
brother,
lived on Case Court.
Right.
Yeah, they lived in the projects.
So this cemetery now, who maintains it? Is it a part
It's
of
a city cemetery.
It's a city.
But they still need help. They want to get more youngsters involved and coming to maintain the black graves. You know, a lot of these graves, they had no headstones.
Wow.
So they got grants and everything, and organizations, black organizations, helped them get headstones for a lot of these people.
Wow.
That you know, that they didn't have headstones.
Is it anywhere that a person can go to find out who's buried there? Is it like a list?
It's the office is right there. It's just opened back up. They rebuilt the gatehouse, so you could go to the gatehouse
Uh-huh.
and walk in, and you can find out whoever's buried there.
Wow.
You know, they got maps. They got how to, even if you have loved ones there. You know, it's a lot of descendants of these people that's still in Cleveland. They don't know their loved ones, their great grandparents, their great great grandparents. They're here. They still live here.
You know what? Now I got to be honest with you. One of my favorite shows is on PBS. When
Finding Your Roots.
Yes,
and we talked about that on the podcast today also.
You know, I talked to him one day because of the work that I do in Ghana. I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if my roots went back to this boy in Ghana? And they only do movie stars, okay? Right. And he encouraged me to look through Ancestry.com. But wouldn't that be something, Hope Haven, for you to find out?
Well, my daughter, she's in Texas now. She just called me when I was on my way here. The lady, the curator of the cemetery, is my daughter's first professor at community college. That's how I met her.
Wow.
My daughter is a black historian for black, what is it? Like American history.
They said, say the name of the podcast again, please.
Positive Street Talk with Rick Moe.
Positive
Street Talk. Yes.
Now, is it anybody here that doesn't know Rick Moe? I would be shocked. But if not, how do people get in touch with you? Maybe they want to know more about the podcast. They want to know about your events.
You can reach me through Facebook. Just type in Rick Moe, Rick M-O-E. I'll pop right up. It'll be in a blue background with Positive Street Talk over my head. Or if you want to reach out to Positive Street Talk on YouTube, just type in Positive Street Talk, and I'll pop right up. There's only 2 people on YouTube that uses the synonym
Positive Street Talk. Brother Jerry, could you get my water, please?
And just follow me, and you'll find out everything I do, from my social events to what I'm going to start doing in the next year. I'm crossing over. I'm going to be doing some different things. Also at the American Croatian Lodge in Eastlake, I'll be doing some other things that I can't talk about right now. But you'll
I thought you was going to do breaking news. I thought you came here to do breaking news.
Do breaking news.
Hey, Michelle Fiddlesface. Hi, Isaac from Ghana. We got some people watching from Ghana, West Africa.
Hi.
Have you ever been to Africa?
No, never been to Africa.
I want you to do me a favor. Tell people, why should they follow their dream? You, 12 years old, you writing your name with magic markers. So something was in that little boy.
Exactly.
How do people find it? You know.
Well, you know something? It's there. But you have to listen to your inner mind. You know, because it's there. That fire that burns deep down inside that tells you that you can do anything you want to do. And I didn't know I was going to be a promoter. You know. I just wanted people to get to know me.
Thank you.
I wanted people to know who I was, so I just wrote my name all over the projects. I didn't know that was going to start something. It was going to be a start to everyone knowing who I was.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. It's interesting you said it, because the little girl Yvonne, we were raised on Cedar, moved to Huff, and I just knew it was more. And I don't know how I knew it was more. I would just say, this can't be enough. I'm a little girl.
Right.
And I would be talking to people on Huff, because I was an avid reader. And I would read about places like Alaska and Italy. And I would say, don't y'all want to see what's outside of this community? Right. And they would always say to me, oh, she always got her head in a book. She always trying to think is more. But I just knew it was a world.
And there's nothing wrong with dreaming. And there's nothing wrong with following through with your dreams if you can do that.
Well, and then your associations. Because I had people at that time telling me it's not going to ever happen. You know some water?
No, I'm fine.
It's not going to ever happen. This is it. You know, you're going to live, die, be on drugs, go welfare, da-da-da. And I said, but don't you want to know what China looks like? So one of the things I do, by the grace of God, try to see as much of the world as I can.
And I hopefully I'll get a chance to see some of the
It's
world
a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But that started with the desire of the little girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, you know, sometime a lot of people, such as myself, a product of my environment at a young age also.
Yes.
I got caught up into some things, but God sustained me. You know, I went through a bout with drugs and alcohol as a youngster.
Because that's what we knew to do.
Right. And my mother, she raised her 10 children by selling alcohol. My mother sold liquor. My mother sold liquor to raise her children. There was no father in our house.
Wow.
So my mother did what and she was a church-going woman. She was a God-fearing woman, but she had to raise her children.
Now they would call that, what kind of house would they call that?
After hour joint.
After hour joints, yes.
But she sold liquor during the day.
Wow.
You know, and on weekends it would stay open, you know. Then when we moved into the projects, we kept that house. But that's how we were raised, and we wanted for nothing. But we still strayed. We did our own thing.
Wow.
But you know what? All I took myself through and all I put other people through because
come on.
I didn't just use drugs, I sold drugs also.
Wow.
I done all of that.
Yeah.
But God had another plan for me.
What was the turning point?
You know, the turning point was the last time. You know, I got off of drugs and alcohol before. I got off of drugs and alcohol before. And I would call myself being clean and sober for 17 years, right? And I was dry. I was dry.
A dry drunk.
I was a dry drunk because I didn't change my lifestyle. I was still putting poison in other people.
Wow.
I called myself being clean and sober. And I was making you dirty. I was putting poison in you.
Come
selling
on,
you
tell
poison.
it. Share this.
You know. Yeah, I was selling you poison. You know what I'm saying? So God has a sense of humor.
I love him so much.
He flipped the tables on me.
Yeah.
And that same poison that I was selling to people and putting into people, I started to put into myself.
Wow.
And everything that I'd accumulated off the backs of others for that 17 years. Poof, it left.
Wow.
And my mother used to say, you ever heard the term raggedier than a bowl of sauerkraut? And I became raggedier than a bowl of sauerkraut.
Wow.
In 5 years, everything I'd accumulated off the backs of others was gone.
You had to hit your bottom.
I was messed up, and I hit a deep bottom. I've been in a place called Harbor Life.
Wait, I remember Harbor Life.
And I stayed in Harbor Life for 18 months.
Wow.
And I've been clean and sober ever since.
Tonight, we love you.
And the thing is, I don't like the lifestyle that I used to live. I don't want to live it again.
Yeah.
Whole different lifestyle. Always been a promoter, you know, because I was doing that when I was in that lifestyle. But now, everything is different for me, and I feel better. I look better. My heart is better.
You don't look like sauerkraut.
Yeah, I don't look like sauerkraut anymore. But you know, I don't feel like the person I used to be. I'm not the person I used to be. I don't look like the person I used to be.
But you know, that's what I love about God's grace and his mercy.
Yes, and that's why I'm here.
I was talking to Wayne Dawson today about that, about how I got to go to death row and to pray with the person that murdered my daughter. I said, you know what I know about God? He loves even that person.
Yes.
And we might be like, well, how can God love the person knowing what they've done? Yeah. But that's our responsibility, is to extend that kind of love. And
I've, excuse me for cutting
you off.
No,
go ahead.
I've prayed for the person or persons that killed my brother. My brother was murdered back in 1982, and my brother was far from being a saint. He was just like the people that murdered him. He wasn't no better. You know.
Did they ever solve the case?
Oh, they solved it then. My brother was murdered in 1982 by some friends. By his friend. His friend came to his house and picked him up. Tricked him out the house and murdered him. He was paid to murder my brother.
His friend.
Yeah, his friend. And I've battled with forgiving these people for a long time. And it was, my brother been dead 43 years now, and it was just recently that I found it in my heart to forgive the person that killed my brother.
Is the person still alive?
Yes, he's still alive. He's on Facebook. I see him on Facebook. But you are forgiven. You know who you are, and I have forgiven you. And even the guy that had my brother killed, I fought a long time against forgiving this guy. You know, he did 40 years. This person to get death row for murder for hire.
Mm.
But he ended up doing 40 years. And a few years ago, they let him out of prison. And he died a year later.
Wow.
But I had to forgive those people.
You know, Wayne asked me that today. He said, how are you able to forgive the person that murdered your daughter? I said, because I am forgiven. Maybe I didn't murder or do this, but when we look at sin, in God's eyesight, it's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, he's looking like, oh, you can't forgive them? Let me bring you back to what I've forgiven you for.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I said God has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Because all the poison that I put into people and mess people up, he wanted me to see that side of being really messed up like they were. And I saw it.
Yeah.
And I saw
and
it.
It wasn't
and
a
I
pretty
lived
picture.
It wasn't a pretty picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And I use the term like the guy did in Shawshank Redemption. God allowed me to go through a whole tunnel of mess, cross through a whole tunnel of mess.
Yeah.
To bring me out clean on the other side.
Yeah.
And that's what he's done for me.
Yeah.
So
and you'll never forget the smell of the tunnel.
Nobody.
Am I right about it?
I was the tunnel.
Yeah. And you don't ever want to go back to that.
Never.
No.
Never. I don't never want to go back to that again.
Listen, Hope Haven, you are live with Rick Moe. I would say a Cleveland legend because you give back to the community positively. Yeah. And so, hi, Angela Triplett. Hi, Marcia McCoy.
Angela.
I tagged her so she would know.
Okay.
So, Angela's from down the way.
I grew up with Angela.
The Triplett family,
I've been
down the way.
All my life.
Yeah. So, people can get in touch with you again. How?
Through Facebook. Go to my Facebook page, which is just Rick Moe. Rick, M-O-E. Follow me or send me a friend request. On YouTube, type in Positive Street Talk. But if you go to my page, you'll see everything I do. All of my promotions, everything I do. I also do video promotions for people who own businesses. I did a video promotion today for a restaurant called Flavor Bomb that a young lady owned that I watched grow up.
Well, where is that
It's
at?
on East 55th, just before you get to Broadway.
Okay.
It's called Flavor Bomb, and it's great.
What kind of
turkey
food?
burgers, hamburgers,
Now wait,
chicken
55th.
Phillies. East 55th,
Okay.
just before you get to Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah, once you come from up under the bridge on 55th,
Yeah.
there's a bar on the corner right
It's
there.
a church somewhere right there too, right?
No, it used to be it's something was across the street, but what's the name of that street? Drake. I think it's called Drake or something like that. But the place is called Flavor Bomb. I don't have the address on me, but look for it.
We're giving her a
It's
shout
great.
out.
Tiffany Buffer, go see her at Flavor Bomb Restaurant. It's on East 55th Street, just before you get to Broadway. If you're coming from 55th and Woodland area way, it's on the left-hand side. When you come from up under the bridge, look to the left-hand side, and you will see it. It's right next to the bar on the corner.
What, she does soul food or?
Soul food, sandwiches, chicken Phillies, steak Phillies, chicken wraps, steak wraps. Oh, she got a loaded potato that's full of shrimp. Oh man,
you're making me hungry.
Yeah, go see her for real.
So it's important to you to give back to others.
Yes. I go back to my old high
Redemption.
school. I went back to East Tech this year, and I clothed some young men that was going to prom. I bought their prom gear. You know,
Wow.
they couldn't afford it. The moms couldn't
Wow.
afford for them, to go to prom or pay for the prom clothes. So I provided them with it, and I plan to do that every year. I challenge all of my friends that went to high schools all across Cleveland to go back to your high school. If you're doing okay for yourself, go back, because those youngsters need help. And some of them are going to college. All of them are not bad kids. All of them are not robbing people. All of them are not shooting people. They're really trying to move on with their lives and do something with their lives. And we have to help them.
Well, Philip and Gary's sister Angela said hi.
Hey.
y'all do me a favor and share this. Rick Moe is an event planner for the city of Cleveland, And he's got some things coming, which I thought it was going to be breaking news in the Hope Haven. But how are they going to find out about what you're getting ready to do?
This is not going to happen until next year. But I'm
Okay.
going to let you in on a little bit. I'm crossing over.
Okay.
I'm still hosting social events, but I'm crossing over to live entertainment. And I got some national artists coming in starting next year in April. And it's going to be the bomb.
The bomb. And I know one of them, which I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say, you know. But we are so grateful to have you. Your wife came in earlier, and she just was saturated by the atmosphere.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Let's talk about her a little bit.
Well, she's been in my life a long time, quite some time.
That's a blessing.
We have a 27-year-old son.
Wow.
And she's the other half of Rick Mo Productions. Without her, Rick Mo Productions couldn't even exist. She does all the other work. All I do is pound the pavement. I get the word out. Everything on the inside, she does.
Isn't that a blessing?
So
Shout out.
Yeah. Reba Jackson, I know you listening.
So Rick Mo has always been great. That's what Anki said.
Well, thank you, Anki.
So go ahead.
Anki's family, man, has always been great. She had an auntie, Miss Laretha, man. She's a triplet too.
But she was a James.
Yeah, Laretha James. I love that lady. One of my mother's best friends.
Wow.
And that lady I loved her, man. And she loved me. And I used to sing gospel too.
No.
Yeah, I sang a little gospel.
I didn't know you could sing.
Yeah, I sang a little gospel. And she would always have me sing.
You gonna sing something tonight?
No. I had an operation on my throat some years ago, and I haven't done too much singing since.
Really?
But I used to sing with Greater Friendship Baptist Church Choir. I've done
Greater Friendship on 55th.
No, Greater Friendship is on Arlington.
Arlington, yes.
Yeah. I also sang with the choir at my other church, which was called First Beulah. It's on 56 in Woodland, next door to the Woodland Library. First Beulah Baptist Church.
Wow.
I sang in that choir, and yeah.
So you ain't gonna give us a little something?
No, I can't do it. I
Just
told
a little something?
I know. I'm not messing my vocal cords up again. No, I really had an operation.
Paralyzed.
Yeah, well, I had something growing in between both of them, in between my vocal cords that stopped me from talking, singing, and everything. I could be talking to you like this, and all of a sudden my voice would just go.
So they had to remove it?
They had to remove it.
That was scary.
Yeah, it wasn't malignant, but
Thank God
thought it
for
was.
that.
They thought it was.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're saying sing, but he said he ain't gonna do it.
No
though.
singing.
No singing.
No singing.
Renee said Miss Laretha is like my aunt. Her and my aunt Juanita Kreider was best friends.
Is that right?
Small world.
Small world. Yeah.
So okay, is it anything else you wanted to say before we close? I know people want to watch your podcast. That cemetery information was so amazing to me. I would just like to know who's buried there.
Well, if you watch the podcast, you'll find out of a lot of them. You know. I interviewed Joe Little last week on my podcast.
But Joe's been in the Hope Haven?
Yeah. And he was on Positive Street Talk last week.
Because what did I say when you told me you was doing it? I said, how come I ain't been on?
Yeah, you got to come. You got to come.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, I get a chance to pick your brain like you just picked mine.
Yeah, well, because you know what? This is what we got to do. We
Yeah.
have to pass this information on.
Yeah, but you guys ought to check the segment out about the cemetery though, because man, I never knew, and I played in that cemetery. I ran around that cemetery every day, 5 times a day for years when I was boxing, you know, and I never knew of all the people that was buried there that was of my persuasion, my
Now,
clan.
I'm wondering if that was the only cemetery back in the day.
That's another thing I'm getting ready to
That's
tell you.
interesting.
It is the second cemetery in Cleveland.
Wow.
The second cemetery in Cleveland.
So
and she's going to talk about all of that also on the podcast.
So that's where people were buried back then.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Dwayne Brother?
Did I know him? I taught him how to box.
Oh.
I remember Dwayne Brother couldn't box. He started boxing when I was boxing.
When,
At
what
POC.
when you said boxing, it made me think about,
And he became the trainer.
Yeah. He was at Miss Pointer.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Dwayne and I went to school together.
Wow.
We went to junior high school together and high school together. But he was a good friend of mine.
An amazing
Yes.
person.
And he came to POC back in about 77. And he started boxing.
Wow.
And he stayed.
When we started Midnight Basketball, Marcia McCoy, this is for you. They always fussing about me drinking water. When we started Midnight Basketball in the city of Cleveland, and I needed to know where to begin this program and who would help me, somebody said, go to POC and find Dwayne Browder. And I'll never forget that Sunday when I went down there, he came around that corner with these overalls on. I said, what in the world? Him and Frank Jackson. Frank Jackson at that time was the councilman.
Right.
And they walked me through those projects. We recruited young men, come to the gym, But that's what happened to Dwayne Browder.
I remember that. I remember when they started the Midnight Basketball.
Right there at POC.
Frank Jackson had a hand in helping me get the Project Reunion started, the Donaway Reunion. He was a councilman then when I started that.
Did you know Lonnie Burton too?
Very well.
Wow.
I got pictures of Lonnie Burton and I after I won the Golden Gloves in 1980.
Wow.
He would come to all my fights and
So you was a boxer?
Yes.
You had 1,000 jobs. 1,000.
I also worked at the Northern Ohio Food Terminal when I was 14 years old.
What?
Right there on 40th and Woodland, where all the produce came in. I used to unload produce, lettuce and watermelons. And 14 years old, I started working on.
I remember there used to be a fish market down there. And my aunt lived on 61st and Kinsman. And back then, I would take the number 2 bus across 55th.
Yeah, it was
get
number
off
2.
at Kinsman.
Yeah.
And that's where that big market was.
Right, the Woodland Market. And that was the big intersection. You had Sohio there with the Sohio gas station with the big clock on the top. You had Cleveland Trust Bank and then the Woodland Market.
And there was a drugstore on 55th.
Marshall's Drugstore.
On 55th and Euclid.
Oh, yeah, Leader's Drugstore.
Yes, because when I would get off the bus, I would go into that drugstore.
Yeah, Marshall's Drugstore was on the corner of East 55th and Woodland.
Wow.
But Leader's Drugstore was on 55th and Euclid, yes.
Rick Moe, you should write a book. Have you thought about that?
I have.
You should do it.
I have thought about it.
Because you got all that history. So even when you think back about your neighborhood, can you think of people?
Carl and Louis Stokes.
Yeah, Carl and Louis Stokes.
Lonnie Burton. I used to work for Charles Carr, who was the councilman before Lonnie Burton.
Yes.
I used to campaign with him when I was a little boy.
What is the judge's name? Mabel, not Mabel.
Merle Jean Capers.
Merle Capers.
Yeah.
Right on 40th.
Yeah. She lived there. There's so many people from that neighborhood. Bill Cobb shot Nino Brown in the movie.
Yeah.
He stayed in the projects. His father stayed there until he passed on.
Wow.
Near 46th and Central. I knew Bill Cobb personally.
Wow.
His real name was Wilbur.
Yeah.
Bill Cobb.
You need to document it.
Who else came through there? A lot of people. Terrence Howard is actually from down on 30th.
Yeah.
In the projects.
Yeah.
And he grew up with my children's mother. And I met him years ago. We was 12, 13 years old. 12 years old. Then they moved. But yeah, they're all from the neighborhood.
Well, and I think people need to realize that this is doable today. Somebody just has to do it. Exactly. You have to get out into the community and be the change that you want to see.
Right. I'll be remiss if I didn't say anything about Mike St. Clair, personal friend of mine, played for the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. East Tech High School alumni. Grew up on Case Court also.
See
in the
there.
projects.
See there.
Good friend of mine.
See there.
Yeah.
And we've got a Cleveland Browns player. Now, what's his dad name from down
Romeo Baker.
That's right.
I remember when he was a little boy. I
That's
watched
right.
him grow up. Me and his father grew up together.
See?
Yeah.
He's been in, well, he went to
Mhm.
Africa with me.
Mm-hmm.
His mom and dad.
Yeah, I know Romeo Baker very well. Know his mom, know his dad. I remember when he was a baby. Yeah.
So, Rick Mo, what do you want to see happen with the life of Rick Mo before you take your final breath?
I just want to see Rick Mo accomplish most of the things that I really want to, like crossing over into the live entertainment. I really want to continue to help communities. I want to do something for the youngsters. And I want to see the youngsters put these guns down, man.
Yeah.
My friends' children are getting killed. My children's little cousin was killed, you know, hit a pole. He had with his friends. Another one of my friends her son was just killed in a car accident. Something happened down at Simon's on 115th and Buckeye. He was speeding out of there. And the car flipped over. He and his friend got killed. His friend got shot, trying to rush his friend to the hospital. They have to put these guns on. They have to realize that, you know, it's not worth it. You're taking a life, and your life is taken too. 40, 50 years in the penitentiary. You go to the penitentiary when you're 18 years old.
Yeah.
And you
I
come
have
out.
a friend
you know.
that just might be making parole. He was
I have a
17 when he went, and he's been there 54 years.
Ooh, wee.
54 years. He went in at 17.
Yeah, I got a friend that may be coming out too, went in about 17, 18. He's been there 50 years.
That's not Dwayne, is it?
No.
Oh.
I was 13 when he went in. 13, 14 when he went in.
Wow.
But our families grew up together.
Wow.
You know, and hopefully he'll make it out also. And see, these are the guys that I really want to, the guys that just coming home after doing all that time. I would love to have them on the podcast so they can talk to these youngsters about what's going to happen to them once they get into that system and end up down there for 50 or 60, what they have to go through to survive.
You know, they have a story. I know what the solution is for our community. There's a story out about a rogue elephant. Have you ever heard that story?
No.
And they went into the jungle and they killed all the alpha elephants.
Mm-hmm.
And they left the little baby elephants to grow up by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they terrorized the jungle. They terrorized the villages because they had no guidance. And they didn't know how to stop these rogue elephants. And somebody came up with the solution. Put some male elephants back into the community. And they went and got these big old male elephants. And the elephants put those young elephants in check. And that solved the problem. I think,
great?
Wouldn't it be great if they let those old heads out? I said, give them an apartment on a street, and in exchange for their release, they're responsible.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to take these people in your house, but you have to monitor it and give wisdom. Just like you've got all this wisdom, a lot of these people don't know the things that you know. Somebody's got to tell them.
Yeah.
You know.
It really. I'm hurt. I'm hurt a lot when I go across 40th from 55th and Woodland to Central, and know that the people that live over in the new Longwood apartments, they can't cross the street into the projects. They're rivals now. When I grew up down there, we could go anywhere we wanted to go. People from King Kennedy can't go to Garden Valley. People from Garden Valley can't go to King Kennedy, or they can't go to Off-White Homes or Carver Park. And we went everywhere. And once we all got to East Tech, because a lot of us, we went to Rollins, Kennard, and Central, and Wilson. And once we all got to the same high school, we all became good friends. And right now, today, almost 50 years later, we're all still good friends.
Well, somebody said that the other day about Friendly Inn. They
Mhm.
said they can't come to Friendly End because they've got to cross 40
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
there.
And that's crazy.
Now, Romeo Maxwell said you was a little boy. Mike and my brother James Williams was good friends, and we were playing.
Yeah.
And he didn't know his strength and was playing me and broke my collarbone. Mama Lois cussed him out.
Oh man.
See there?
Yeah, Romeo Maxwell. That's family.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Romeo's family.
Listen, we are so grateful to have Rick Moe here tonight. Y'all know how we do it in Hope Haven. We bring you the information. Well, tell them again about your podcast tomorrow and what time.
Yes, my podcast airs tomorrow at 7 p.m. Okay, and on YouTube at around 7 p.m. also. But to see it on YouTube, you have to type in Positive Street Talk. But you could go on my page, on the Rick Moe page, and see it, live right there.
I want to go. Do
Follow
they
me on
do
YouTube.
tours of the funeral?
They do tours of the cemetery.
Let's do a cemetery tour.
She's going to tell you about
Pastor
all of that in the
Kenneth Keith, I love you.
podcast.
Wow.
All
I
of that
would
will be
love
talked
to
about in the
do it.
podcast.
I would love to do it. Rick Moe, our time is up. See,
Wow,
that was
I'm ready to keep going.
Oh, yeah, that's where it is. You're going to come back, right?
Yes.
How do
anytime.
people get...
Having some made, and you can order them through me. Reach out to me on Facebook. Hit me in my DM, and if you want a T-shirt, I think they're going to cost about $20, cause the advertising and stuff is on them. But the guy's making them up right now, and a lot of people have already ordered them.
Wow. So Hope Haven, do me a favor for your homework. I want you to Google Rick Moe. I want you to visit his page. I want you to support him, and let's just do what we do. We hope for each other. God bless you, Hope Haven.
See you.
Bye-bye.